reflected in the pick differential.
Oh well. Yeah. I'm a little interested to see like exactly how Aster do approach this. As you said, they're on the dire side, but they're the ones who have to fight forward. Next SS is already looking to get involved on the bottom lane, working with Fenrir and Bobaka. And this is where the ET factor comes in. I never want to underestimate ET. That's something that Fogged always like throws in your mind. Like, hey, this guy's actually potentially a good hero. And how is he meant to influence this bottom lane? Like, do you keep Fenrir down here, working with the Batrider? Do you protect Sylar? Lycan level 1, is he strong enough to stand in the lane against a harassing Phoenix and a Beastmaster?
That's a good question. It's a strange choice too. Just I feel like Monkey King as a hero concept just counters everything Lycan wants to do. If he drops his ult, spawns all his creeps, tries to run at you, you just throw down the Wukongs and sit in it. You get tons of bonus armor, and all of a sudden all of Lycan's minions get hit. It's a very weird decision, but I think Aster realized like we've got to try something different, and they've went for more of this mid-game focused lineup that can actually pressure objectives a lot earlier. So they combo that with the DP, the Bat ET combination, great pickoff, great scaling potential as well. You know, I don't want to repeat everything Fogg said about the ET hero, but it's quite good.
It all still applies. That's the reason why Fogg says it. When Fenrir is trying to zone out Jirax on the top lane just by punching pretty hard into him, but it's making it difficult. Like it's 4-1 versus a 1-0 on the CS Beastmaster versus the Lycan. But then you've got to keep your eyes on this mid lane. Thompson's Monkey King. You want to see a quick way to find a kill? Mushi just slightly overcommits. He hasn't leveled up anything on number 2 yet. It's just a Spirit Siphon. Okay, now he does it. But he was just Crypt Swarming. He was just pushing the lane back and trying to keep the Monkey King away from him.
Yeah, but he used a lot of mana to do that. You don't traditionally see mid players use that much.
And Jirax, smart TP out. He knows Fenrir can just chase him down. Fenrir was actually thinking twice. No-Tail on bottom lane, very, very low as well. Quick little searing chains, ensuring XSS will not be able to move further down to get that last attack, which would have killed No-Tail off.
The Oracle felt like it was one of the keys to the OG victory in the first game. Fast, you're going to take this, you're going to need a big performance because you can cleanse off the Fire Shield, you save people from the Grip and the Beastmaster Roar, you just dispel those abilities immediately. You can do a lot of work here as Bobaka, rather. It's strange, though most teams would be playing that 5, but Aster choose to put their 4-position player on the defensive support.
I'm even loving the way No-Tail was being stalked by Bobaka. So No-Tail reveals himself for a moment. XSS got 5 sticky napalm stacks over on the Ember Spirit. You got the Sleight of Fist and Chains. 6 stacks, but Ember Spirit, he's just putting all this into his stick charges. And No-Tail finally comes back to the bottom lane, but he's using Brain Sap to try and get his life up, but having the Clarity Cancel is going to make that a little bit more difficult. Bobaka's just staying right on top of him, and here comes Batrider. Doesn't want to go into the Firefly. Just holding back for the moment and just allowing the sticky napalm stack onto iLTW. Do not give him the space to get any level of CS.
Because I think if he skilled Flame Break, he would have actually found a kill by now. Now, wow, Bobaka's in trouble.
There's Sleight of Fist searing chains. Yeah, I think Bobaka's actually dead. Sleight of Fist bouncing around through the Centaurs, but No-Tail's base attack at the end. He's been sitting on a Bee Stick of Life, but that's a big enough stick to get a kill, and now a potential denial out to the small camp. XSS trying to wait for the right time. He will be able to get the rebuttal. And Oracle's already straight back onto that bottom lane. This is pretty early, but it does beat over that first blood.
Relatively even once again. Mid matchup, heavily favoring Thompson for now. I point to the decision from Mushi just to expend so much mana on the opening wave. He used 4 nukes on the first 2 creep waves, so he hasn't really had mana to spam out on Thompson. He's just funneling mangoes to himself, but Thompson had to buy an extra salve, but he should have more net worth. Just had to buy less regen overall.
And they're actually separated by about 200, and with the consumption of the mango, you're actually making that 300 to 400. There is a creep wave pushing under.
Yeah, but
look how Thompson just plays this. Straight underneath the tower, gets 4 stacks up. He doesn't have the Boundless Strike available, so Mushi also out of Spirit Siphon charges. Thompson's just going to solo down Mushi. Support was coming in from Aster, but it comes way too late. Bobaka and XSS just not involved.
You just said Bobaka and XXS. The offlane just ran mid to watch Mushi die. There's nobody pressuring this iLTW Ember, and in the meantime, top Seb is dumpstering this Lycan with the assistance of Jerix.
Seb is #1 net worth. He's 500 to 600 in front of Sylar in net worth.
This is not looking good for Aster. You're gonna need some heavy rotations, but my concern with their lineup is you look at it, who actually makes the plays? You have Blink required initiation on the Batrider, and sure, Mushi, you'd look to see him move to a lane, like start shoving a tower down, but Seb's just gonna mirror him on every movement. Mushi's really not in a place where you can even think about rotating. He's going boots bottle, but he has 70 gold.
Yeah, it's not even like the last game, right, where you got a Morphling. Like, Morphling can come in with an E-Blade pop, like, shotgun effect, even though it did come late because of that drums pickup in game 1, but this Aster lineup is a run at you kind of thing, or is it like almost a counter engagement with the way the Oracle would be played? Thompson gonna find his own kill up on top. Fenrir into the stop, just gonna put Jirax to sleep, but Thompson already had the tick, finds the kill on Fenrir.
I like what Seb's chosen to do as well. Buy treads. Typically you'd see Beastmasters they just rush the item they want, right? But he's just trying to ensure that his laning phase goes as well as possible. Wants to keep bodying Sylar.
Thompson, he started over on Mushi. Notal's going to rotate in, and you know he wants to keep this fight going, but a lot of damage into Thompson, but it may still be enough to kill off Baboka, while Mushi just sits there in the nightmare that is this mid lane. Literally.
Nice. Yeah, it's looking tough, and the concern I have with the Aster lineup is just that they have certain core necessities before they can actually look to make plays. You need an HOD on your Lycan, and he needs to be level 6 before he can really move lanes ever.
Oh,
now you have a Haster, and you're just gonna dive again.
God, Haster means there's no running. He's got no, like this is a no boots profit. Like maybe if you're running a Queen of Pain, you could jump away and you could be a little bit more diverse with your positioning, but against Monkey King, you with a Haster, nah, you're dead.
This is one of the more dominant mid performances I've seen in some time. It all started with the solo kill, and you know, if Mushi's upset about the rotations, Thompson's going, well man, you tried to gank me first. Fair's fair. And when you're a Death Prophet with no drains off cooldown, still waiting for that recharge, like you actually just don't have any survivability, especially against a hero as strong as MK with Jingu up.
Fenrir is trying to stomp. He'll put Seb to sleep, but Jirax is doing all the rest of the work. He'll find the kill. He's been chipping away at this ET for a very long time. XSS is going to have to do something here, right? Like, the Batrider is the only one who's been having a really good lane, and he's only just about the net worth of the Lycan. But you think of the trade-off, right? Like, he shut down the Ember is the start, but Ember's net worth is catching back up to the Lycan.
It's not just that, but Ember isn't the one that's going to do structure damage. You're fine as iLTW going some phase drums build or phase maelstrom, and you just play aggro. You're going to just land stuns, be mobile, and Notel's also done a great job just consistently sleeping the Firefly of XXS, ensuring there's no damage output.
And he's in trouble again on bottom. He actually gets Mushi to TP down to the bottom lane. He looked towards iLTW. Is there a control? There is. The lasso is out. The Ember Spirit will die. Meanwhile, up on top, you got Jirax beginning his run. A quick little jump away. Of course, that Fortune's End will follow him, but not enough damage to find the kill.
They're going to shrine up bottom. Nice job at XXS. You don't typically see lasso leveled up at 6 all the time, but now that it does a little bit of damage, I think it's value. It's a pretty big change, to be honest, because now, of course, Napalm will increase the damage.
That Invis rune's going to get burned just to try and survive this. Thompson was already thinking of starting with the level 4 Boundless Strike. Not a single point up into Tree Dance. He is just a full lane presence with a 404.
Here's Medallion. Well, he's doing so much damage with Max Jingu.
Once they have the Vlads, can they just like slip into Roshan and Aster can't do anything about it, right? Because Seb is actually going to buy it in now. Like he can just walk to the side shop and Vlad's is done in under 9 minutes.
Yeah. I just love, again, the way OG move around the map. So they're bringing Thompson and Phoenix top. You have Ember sitting mid against DP now because Mushi's been crushed so hard that he can't actually pressure iLTW.
Oh, the scan. They thought Fenrir was to the north. That's where the Icarus died from. Jirax went up that way. But they'll find Fenrir over on the side. He'll start the stomp up, just trying to stop Thompson from just, well, slapping him into oblivion. But I hate to tell you, Fenrir, it ain't going to stop Seb. And in fact, Thompson just reaches around the Beastmaster and then looking for the fight in towards mid. He's got the buff up already, slapping down so much damage. It's like it. It's a triple remnant committal from iLTW to find that kill. Mushi, can he actually turn any kind of damage around? It is a level 1 exorcism. It doesn't do enough damage. And even with Oracle sitting behind, there's nothing a level 3 Baboka can do.
It's like watching a grandmaster play chess against someone that isn't. Because Thompson, you'd think, oh, he's just gonna interrupt the stomp here, they're gonna find the kill. But he's already thinking about the next play as he's killing the ET. They let him get the last hit so that he gets the Jingu proc, and he can just TP mid, pop Medallion, and take Siler to 20% HP in a swipe.
This is nice from XSS at least. He got 6 sticky napalm charges over on the Bane. He's dying anyway, but at the moment, if you're Aster, you'll take anything you can get. Maybe not losing your #1 net worth, however.
They got 4 bounty rooms, that's something.
And maybe even the Arcane. Oh! LTW says no.
And your one benefit is iLTW's game is quite poor, but the problem is it feels like every single one of Aster's cores is in that same situation. And once again, XXS is going to be rushing the Blink Dagger. You're in that same conundrum. Like, it's not going to increase his ability to stay in lanes. It's going to be about his rotations. But both of the cores he'd be finding kills with require the usage of huge ultimates to actually have the damage to find kills on mobile cores, specifically like Ember Spirit, who you gotta figure is gonna be your target here.
And it's not like you got a support that will bring the burst damage to find the kill. Like,
exactly.
Like if you had a Lion on your side, maybe this would be even more of a good reason. But OG understand that Aster cannot fight for the moment, so they smoke up again. 3 heroes on the bottom. Seb is the one forcing in the lane. This will force some kind of opening. At the same time, they're looking at the Batrider. Water's planted down. You've already got your Wukong command and your Fiend's Grip to ensure XSS is delayed once again on this Blink Dagger.
Again, the next move. He's going to TP top. He's got Jingu up. He'll run onto the ward, but he still might find Fenrir or Baboka. I think he did.
Jumps into the trees. Yeah, he knows exactly where he is, but have to start again. Baboka, 3 hits, 4. There's just disarm. Takes a little bit longer. He's going to false promise. And maybe Siler can get some revenge here. Thompson is actually being locked down for the moment. He may still get the kill over on Baboka at the end of the false promise, but it won't matter if Lycan can get something as big as that. Mushi needs to be able to survive. He cannot let more momentum go the way of OG, but as I say that, goodbye Fenrir underneath his own tier 2 tower on bottom.
OG just playing in 3 lanes at once. And I think Thompson forgot Oracle Q actually purges off the Jingu Mastery stacks, so the Boundless Strike was not enough damage to finish him off just then.
And at least the Lycan found something. That was some good money. That was a good streak to take. He's building into Necrobook as his primary item on this Lycan after getting the Dominator.
It's the standard Lycan build, but the concern is every time you use your ultimate, you're relegated to just a jungle farmer for the next 2 minutes. That's what we see Siler doing here. They've had no tower damage to speak of, really. They've buttered up the side lanes. Mid is quite low, but if you want to make plays, it requires you to blow big cooldowns. And checking out the heat map, you can even see Siler just really not able to get involved in this game just yet. And their draft is supposed to peak around this timing, that mid game. Find a tower, move to Roche. Utilize these big abilities for structures.
Yeah, but it's just not happening. Thompson again getting aggressive in the mid. As he'll have to charge away. Mushi really wants this fight, and he won't. No, really? Not enough damage into the mischief, and Monkey King will survive.
OG's just playing this game so fast. They smoke immediately as well. I believe this will be a warding mission from No-Tail. He's just got the 1. The bird as well to scout out high ground to ensure he'll be able to place this ward undetected.
He may be able to reach the Lycan. iLTW is up here, and I'm looking at Ember Spirit walking around with a haste root in the bottle.
It's just so cool because they smoke, and it just makes Aster smoke back at them, and there's no play really being made. OG?
It's gonna work. Blink up, lasso, already on the Ember Spirit. No-Tell looking to get his charge out. They're just splittering it up, but here comes your Sleight of Fist. Defensive Spirit jump back from iLTW. Siler has to go in to the Wolf Form to keep up with that hasted Ember Spirit. He'll be able to do so, but the rest of OG has now arrived at front all the way to the tier 1 tower of OG, and Aster know they don't want to be there. Jirox jumps in, the perfect supernova after the slap down from Thompson, and the Wukong command's got 3 heroes caught inside of it. Fenrir will be able to walk off, but now, thanks to the fact that Jirox is out the supernova, everything's up cooldown. They continue the chase over on Fenrir. Oracle and the ET Supports have to be so sacrificial, and Thompson just watches.
You know he did that on purpose too. It's crazy. It's like he doesn't have to think as much as other people about his raw mechanics, so he's got the time to consider, you know, what do I do next? And what's the best way to psych out my opponent, whether that's a chat line usage, a leisurely rest in a treehouse,
XSS.
right into the Roche pit.
Stealing Roshan's with couriers have given him extra information. He's fireflying around it. Duration's not that long. Flamebreak jumps in, and they've already got it, and there's your grip. XSS is in a world of hurt. Thompson will take the Aegis to the Immortal, and the ET who just respawned in. Now, the stomp comes too late.
And you see iLTW actually running it into the pit because he was like, oh, I want that. He had cleared a spot, but Thompson apologizes because he's already picked it up. And can you blame him based on the net worth? He's going to have a Deso finished real soon, and you can see the way he's utilizing this hero, it's all around the Boundless Strike with the Jingu proc up, and he's been so active that even right here...
Oh, Lycan. That's not enough of a slow. In fact, Thompson's just going to throw out the Boundless Strike. No tell. They already burnt the Fiend's Crypt. That's not extra CC against that Lycan.
It's the same if you talk to Mid1 about this hero. A big part of playing Monkey King effectively is just utilizing your stacks and maintaining them at times so that you can rotate with them available, because it turns your Q stun into just, you know, a pretty decent chunk. Oh, well.
Aster, they found him. 3-man smoke up from Aster, helping to set up for this, and Thompson. Oh, there's the Aegis Immortal burn, but remember, OG, you're next to their tier 1 tower. Support comes thick and fast, and they're looking for their opportunity. No ET splitter. Like an ulti is off cooldown. Sylar waiting in the tree lines, but the Blink Lasso has already been burned. And they are leaving. Aster got what they wanted. They forced heavy rotations from OG. Now they can repair and farm up the mid and the top.
But is that really what they wanted, though, Toby?
You'll take anything you can get, and space to farm, delaying the game, you're okay with this.
You use your lasso and your Earth Splitter, and all of a sudden you give, yeah, sure, you killed Aegis, but OG have traded that for the next 60 to 120 seconds of utter map dominance, and you can see them just swarming towards the Aster side of the map with no fear.
Yep. Thompson's just bouncing through the tree line. Oracle's the one being chased. You'll see Thompson. Thompson starts off with his own Boundless Strike into the Wukong command. This is early, but it won't matter if Oracle goes down. Bushi wants to fight the Bane. They've gone in deep, pops out the Exorcism. No tell, taking so much damage. Your brains have some life out of Fenrir to give him a little bit longer sustain. And with Lycan's ulti and that level 1 Necrobook, they want to get in, but it doesn't matter. The Boundless Strike just mops up everything that Aster is throwing at them.
Just so well played by OG. They've got such a great innate feel of the fight, and they have Roar available. They could potentially make a move, but Oracle's respawned. It's just cool play. You sort of, it's like they feel Aster could be popping ults to re-engage. No tails diving forwards. He dies, but it's your lowest net worth. You just don't mind. And the rest of OG reposition on the high ground, taking a position where if Aster want to continue pursuing with these big ults, they're actually still going to lose the fight because OG have had the ability to assemble their firing line. You'd be walking into a roar and a ton of damage from iLTW. Now that the cooldowns are built or burnt, mid wave is already at the tier 2. Rotate towards top. That advantage, it was only 3k through the laning phase, has grown up to 6, almost 7. They're going to get a tower.
And with the Searing Chains into the Sunray, Death Prophet has to do defensive fuel. Scepter is another control. There is No Tal Fiend's Grip doing some work. The Stomp will create a little bit of space thanks to Fenrir. And now maybe with the Silence and the Lasso is iLTW, but no, Seb, he's there for the raw timing, keeping the Batrider in position. They have to run away from the Supernova. No sunscreen for Aster as they burn. And with the rampaging OG going all the way forward, Mushi will go down. The ET Splitter will do a little bit of work, but still not enough. Heavy buybacks in from Aster to keep some level of defense going, but OG just disengage.
Really not much to say. Folks at home.
Oh, Lycan, this is what you can talk about. Running forward, there's Nightmare available. Maybe with the Boundless Strike being missed by Thompson, they'll have a No. Sylar has nowhere near enough life to sustain through this. Mushi wants to get involved, but now the Spirit, he's beating back to get all the mana back up again. And Aster, they're so low on life. They try to force this so hard. Thompson could just go ham. He's already killed off XSS. He's looking for another core. Who's Who's going to present themselves? It's the Boundless Strike of Mushi. The Wukong's command is back off cooldown for him. Now they'll run away, but Boroka, he's caught on the wrong side of the tracks. He will fall as well. This feels like the easiest game of OG's life right now.
He even turned into a tree to casually juke the ET stomp as well. Thompson just so in the zone. And when I say I don't really know what to comment on, it's more about just how enjoyable it is to watch. Like, OG are playing great Dota. They've been a bit rocky to start the season. People starting to question, you know, are they good without Ana? I mean, come on, guys. It takes some time, but now that iLTW is actually settled in, you can see that when they've got a draft they're comfortable with, when they really understand a patch, it's poetry in motion.
Oh, they can't get the Necro books alive from Sylar. Thompson's just Boundless Striking them whenever there's an opportunity. Meanwhile, Ember Spirit can slide a fist, and such an easy cooldown, 6 seconds, and with the Maelstrom procs, like, Aster's copping so much damage, and they're providing more and more units for him to work with.
Look at OG. Why are they backing away? Well, runes are spawning in 5 seconds. And what do you know? You already have a preemptive TP from NoTail as Thompson covers him, checking choke points, ensuring there's no movement from the Aster side. And they go from grouped up as 5 to fanned out around the map, collecting resources in a matter of moments.
Yep.
Look to see them just come back together, group up.
It's clinical Dota from OG, and Aster are trying to force problems. That's the reason why they smoke up. Oh no! The Boundless Strike! It connects onto XSS just as he wanted to get in, and he's even going to get Fiend Script up. They'll be able to get the silence out, so Bane's Fiend Script will not be able to continue, but Bane dies, and now the rest of them come forward. What else does Aster have left in the tank? Lycan, he's charging forward in that wolf form. They get the lasso out of iLTW. They need that core to die, but then again, the control doesn't last long enough. He's already backing away. The Supernova is down. Aster are going to be stunned and dying in the middle of all of this. Mushi just gets slipped out. Thompson does so much work, so much damage. And Aster, I feel like this is the end of your road. You've lost 3 heroes. The Batrider was lucky to get out of that one alive. But OG are coming for your mid-ranked, and they're coming for the next round in this lower bracket.
Like, how I've seen Solo do that, Puppy do that so many times. NoTail obviously adept as well. At the I'm the 5 feed into buyback, cost him a measly 257 gold in a game they're utterly dominating. Not even, sorry, 227. For the price of just a set of sentry wards, you tank a bunch of spells for your squad. The Earth Spitter on cooldown as that fight engages, and I think you lose 2 racks here as Aster. They know you don't have any big spells up.
Yep. You got no Lycan ulti, you got no ET splitter. Batrider can't initiate because Lasso's down for another 37 seconds. Oracle can't save you. I don't think I've actually seen a single time where it's like, hey, yeah, false promise, it's going to actually do something. He can't stand close enough. They just get the kills too quickly. Now the top lane can push. Lycan gets his level 3 Necrobooks, and this will be it for Aster. Like, they'll lose the bottom lane of racks. OG may pull back out 14 seconds before Batrider can initiate, but they're poking and prodding, waiting for some kind of opportunity if Aster want to present one. But it's not required. Lycan into the ulti form, going with the level 3 Necros, wants to kill over on NoTail. This will be a dieback from him if they can find the kill, while Batrider up on the hillside. The lasso, he couldn't actually catch on to Thompson, so look for a better target. Seb will have to be it as they just hold him in position. Mushi finally doing some work. 2 heroes down for OG. One of them will buy back into the game, even though the gem is dropped. But Mushi, he's just locked down. He has no more life. Maybe he does with the lasso. They create some space. They need to kill up iLTW. The stomp from Fenrir. It's good timing, but the Slider Fist is still doing his work. Fenrir, the splitter, is trying to actually protect himself as he backs up and stop Thompson from charging forward deeper into the Aster base. But there's your Boundless Strike. Still on XSS. This really is OG's base. It has Aster on the flag, but OG took the lead.
They're just going to go for throne. I love it. They have Monkey King ult up as well. I'm sure that'll be dropped right on top of the throne just to assert dominance. Like I've said before, that clinical performance, this is textbook.
What do
you
you
teach
do?
a class on this?
Mushi's going to try and wrap around the back. It's a double silence. He blinks forward. The Supernova is down. They're just looking for the first kill. Mushi has to defensively use right now or else he'll die. He's trying to wait out for the Supernova, but he's already lost his teammates. He's lost the game. This is over. GG is the call, and OG will storm their way over Aster into the next round of ESL 1 Katowice, and Thompson's doing it in style.
What do you add?
How do they go against the next opponent? because OG don't have to think about Aster anymore. It's OG moving forward against Ninjas in pajamas in the lower bracket round 2. Do you feel like OG, I hate to coin the phrase, not coin the phrase, to use the phrase, is OG back? Is OG feeling strong?
I mean, they're certainly feeling themselves, but this is more of a tune-up. Aster,
It's not a test?
they were able to beat Complexity, they were able to beat Alliance, but TI champions are a different breed. And they showed up today, they were better prepared, they played better, pretty much everything was just better. And I expect their series against NIP will be certainly more challenging, but if they can continue to perform like this and have this much of a strategical advantage, then maybe?
Maybe. It was a 16-1-8 performance.